Hey, Ray Hayden here, and today I'm going to talk about the two different concepts of learning. And depending on what it is that you want in your life, you may be striving for one over the other. You may be completely ignoring one, which is very, very common, even in successful people, because it was true in me. And I hope to help you. And if you like this kind of content, you may like my book, Vibrational Money Immersion. And this was actually the first book I ever did. And if you want to check that out, you can at rankmakershop.com. I think that's the only place we sell it. I don't think we have this on Amazon. So the two different concepts of learning: information, emotion. And one is much easier to learn, which is information. One is a concept that most try to avoid, which is emotion. And only one will truly unlock your life, in my opinion, which is emotion. So let me tell you the tale of two careers, which is me. So about, how many years ago? 11, 12 years ago, I had lost it all in real estate. I was dead broke. I was in foreclosure. I felt like a loser. I felt this grossness when people would ask me, "Hey, how are things?" And I'd have to lie and say, "Oh, going great." And I would just feel ashamed. So I was broke, chased by bill collectors, foreclosure, went through a divorce. For a period of time, a fairly short period, but for a period of time, I was sleeping on my buddy's couch. No one was hiring because everyone else had been affected by the real estate crash. And my credit score is shot. Credit card companies started declining me, which was smart because I wasn't paying them. And times were not easy. The thing that turned me around may, from the outside, appear like information. It was actually emotion. So when people ask me, what was the switch? So the switch, if there's such a thing, which I think there is, the switch was repairing the relationship with my dad, who I hadn't seen in 13 years, hadn't talked to. And I had this fear that he was going to pass away before I had a chance to do that, and that I would not feel good if I never introduced my sons to him. And so that emotional change created space for me to go out and become the number one income earner of a company. Now, did I gather information to become the number one income earner? Did I learn strategies around marketing, around prospecting, around, I keep getting these pop-ups. Did I learn information about strategies, tactics, concepts, skills, etc.? Yes, I had. But here's the truth. I had been gathering information for the year and a half prior, but just none of it had really taken off. Either I wasn't consistent in the work, or I would learn it and think, yeah, this makes sense, not do it, or not stick with it, or whatever. It was actually the emotion that was the switch that created a new space, in my mind or in my universe, whatever, for me to go on to become the number one income earner of that company. From there, it's basically been, so the years of, 2009 to probably toward the middle or end of 2015, 16, have been gathering new information, right? Joining masterminds, hiring coaches, buying courses, going through new books, learning new strategies around Instagram and Facebook and funnels and upselling and scaling and building out a coaching team and all these different things, which has all been wonderful. My wife and I built an Inc. 5000 company, and we've generated tens of millions of dollars online. It's been awesome, right? And then something happened in 2019 where I started, for whatever reason, I actually don't know what really kicked this off. And I do talk about it in our book, Time, Money, Freedom, which that is available on Amazon in Audible, Kindle, and regular book. And what kicked off in 2019 is a still acquiring new information, but a look inside for emotion. Why am I a certain way? Why do I have social anxiety? Why do I want to escape every party Jess ever drags me to, my wife? Why am I that way? And so it got me, digging and to try to figure out me. And so what I can tell you is look at your patterns. What are your patterns? If you have a pattern of buying books and courses and never fully even going through them, or reading the information, thinking they're great, going through the information, thinking it's great, not doing the work that it explains how to do, that it tells you how to do. And maybe you justify it by saying, well, the company I'm with just isn't congruent with my passion. Okay? And, on the surface, that sounds acceptable. But I have a friend that has a sanitation company. I assure you that's not his passion, but he makes a lot of money. And he takes some of that money and gives it to charity. He takes some of that money and helps out people he wants to. He takes some of that money and fulfills him and his family's dreams. I have another friend that has a software company, generated $18 million. Doesn't even like it. It's not his passion. And so that's a very common and socially accepted excuse, but it is an excuse, okay? If you find yourself in a pattern of you acquire information, you hire a coach, you get a book, you get a course, you get more information, you learn new strategies, but you just don't do the stuff. Maybe it's not more information that you need. Maybe it's emotion and understanding what is behind the steering wheel. See, we think we're the steering wheel. We think that I want to go over here. I'm going to go over here, right? What you don't understand is that you're a machine. You're a machine based on your past trauma, based on your past experiences, based on the past evidence that you have of what people do to you, what people become, what happens to people. And if you're in a pattern, right? And some people just never care to discover the emotional side of it. And so they're on this hamster wheel. And they're like, hustle, grind, baby. Yeah, I'm hustling. Hustle. I'm not saying not to hustle, but that transactional way of thinking, that materialist way of thinking of I'm going to hustle more for more stuff. I'm going to hustle more for more money. I'm going to hustle more for more commissions. I'm going to hustle more for, right? I don't know that will lead to real joy, because it didn't for me. I remember when I had a goal to make $1 million a year, and I hit that goal, and then instead of celebrating it or feeling real gratitude, I'm like, yeah, cool, on to the next thing, right? And so, had that goal, hit it. What did I do? Set the next goal, because that's what you do as a hustler, as an entrepreneur, as a grinder. And so I had a goal, make $1 million a month. I made $1 million a month. I had a goal, make $1 million a weekend, made $1 million in a weekend. And I've now done that a few times. Was that transformative? And I know if you don't have money, that probably you'd be like, yeah, Yeah, it'd totally be transformative, right? Um, what's been more transformative is going within myself to choose different emotions versus be on autopilot. I now have a better relationship with my oldest son than I ever thought possible. I now have a better relationship with my wife than I ever thought possible. And we've had a good relationship. We've had a solid relationship. But now it's a different level of mutual respect. It's a different level of prioritization. It's a completely different feeling. Something I never would have gotten to with information, with hustling, grinding. I'm going to love her harder, right? And so if you're stuck in a pattern and you're not getting the kind of results you want in your life, it may not be more information that you need. It may be emotion. It may be you determining who's behind your steering wheel, who's really driving the bus. Because for the majority of my life, I wasn't driving the bus. My memory of who I've been was driving the bus. My memory of past experiences and how I react to those experiences was driving the bus. I wasn't driving the bus. But you can drive the bus. You can learn what really drives you and what is that hidden bus driver for you. And you can choose to change it. You can choose to react differently to the world. You can choose to show up and manifest the things that are really meaningful to you, the changes that you want to make, the impact that you want to make. And so I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, feel free to ask me. And if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Appreciate you.